Hello everyone, my name is Miss Sarah and I am very excited to be spending the next few weeks talking about Halloween with you. So this week we're going to be talking about some of the famous Halloween characters. Can you think of any? Let's see, there are ghosts and goblins and witches and mummies and werewolves and many, many more. Our first story though is going to be about a little ghost. It is called The Little Ghost Who Lost Her Boo. It was written by Elaine Bickel and illustrated by Raymond McGrath. Little Ghost went out in the middle of the night and flew up to someone to give them a fright. She got in position, arms up, all prepared. Wait for it, lady, you're gonna be scared. She opened her mouth, but her boo wasn't there. All that came out was a rush of cold air. I've lost my boo! I've lost my boo! Where has it gone? What will I do? Mama Ghost said, my poor little one, it looks as though your fright nights are done. I'll find it, cried Little Ghost. Off she flew, looking and listening for her scary boo. Then she heard a noise in the dark, dark trees. Can that be my boo? Oh, let it be, please. Who? Now, who could that be? It wasn't a boo, but a who. And down flew Owl. Oh, Owl, it's you. I wonder, can you help me? I'm looking for my boo. I'm sorry, Little Ghost, but I can't help you. I've been out all night, had a tasty bite or two, and while I was hunting, I didn't hear a boo. Would you like to borrow my who? Thank you, Owl. It's perfect for you, but it's just not as scary as my ghostly boo. From far above came a noise in a tree. That's my boo. It belongs to me. Coo! Coo! Now what animal makes that noise? Coo, coo. It was not a boo, but a gentle coo. Oh, hello, pigeon. I'm glad it's you. I wonder, can you help me? I'm looking for my boo. Coo, coo, coo. I'm sorry, Little Ghost, but I can't help you. I woke up extra early to enjoy the starry view, and while I was looking, I didn't hear a boo. Would you like to borrow my own gentle coo? Coo, coo. Thank you, Pigeon. It's perfect for you, but it's just not as scary as my ghostly boo. As the first light of day began to show, the tiny ghost heard a rooster crow. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Oh, hello, Rooster. It's nice to see you. I wonder, can you help me? I'm looking for my boo. I'm sorry, Little Ghost, but I can't help you. I've only just got up as the day is really new. And I'm about to wake up the world with a cock-a-doodle-doo. Why don't you join me? And you can try it too. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Thank you, Rooster. It's perfect for you, but it's just not as scary as my ghostly boo. Little Ghost was sad as up and off she flew, heading for her home without her precious boo. She'd asked all her friends and she'd looked everywhere. She knew without a boo there was no one she could scare. Then Little Boo heard what sounded like a boo. She flew a little closer, then knew it was a moo. Oh, hello, Cow. Of course it's you. I wonder, can you help me? I'm looking for my boo. I'm sorry, Little Ghost, but I can't help you. After being milked, I found some grass to chew. But not once this morning have I heard a boo. Though I have something similar, why don't you try my moo? Moo! It's close, said Little Ghost, but it just won't do. Even though it's similar and perfect for you, it's just not as scary as my own ghostly boo. So Little Ghost went home as sad as can be. Then she looked up, and what did she see? She saw the reader. Yes, she saw you. Can you help little ghost find her boo? Come on now, it's up to you. Let me hear you shout, boo! Yes, that's it. That will do. That is such a scary boo. You did it. You found it. High five and a big thank you. And with that wonderful scary boo, away that happy little ghost flew. The end. You all did a great job listening. Now let's stand up and do a monster-themed song. So by a show of hands, or should I say a show of claws, how many of you know the song Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes? Great. Well, this is a Halloween version of this song, and it goes like this. Horns and fangs, knees and claws, knees and claws. Horns and fangs, knees and claws, knees and claws. Eyes and ears and tail and paws. Horns, fangs, knees and claws, knees and claws. You guys did great. Let's do it one more time just so you can get the hang of it. Are you ready? Horns and fangs, knees and claws, knees and claws. Horns and fangs, knees and claws, knees and claws. Eyes and ears and tail and paws. Horns, fangs, knees and claws, knees and claws. That was great, everybody. Now, our next story brings in a lot of different Halloween characters, a lot of those really fun monsters. And it is called Ghoul School, and it's written and illustrated by Kevin O'Malley. My name is B.A. Fraid. I go to an all-ghoul school. At my school, everybody is taught to do scary stuff. We learn how to make a haunted house and paint terrifying pictures. There are classes in screaming like a lunatic, booing, and scaring people in graveyards. The very best students in Ghoul School are the scariest. I guess I like my school okay, but the thing is, I don't really like being scary. I think it is sort of boring. I prefer to laugh. My art teacher, Miss Ivana Suckablood, said, "You really must try harder, B. Your grades are getting worse and worse." I got a C- in scary pumpkin carving. I give it my best shot, but I'm just not that good at it. One time I danced down the hallway, snapping my fingers. Mr. Tombstone said, "What are you doing, B?" "I'm doing the boogeyman." Some kids looked pretty scared. I guess I'm not a very good dancer. I had to go see the principal, Miss Ima Grave. "B," she said, "I don't know what I'm going to do with you. This is a ghoul school, for goodness sake. You really must try harder to be scary." I tried. I really did. But most days I found being scary was funny. On the way to school, I said, "Arr! What does a Frankenstein wear when it's raining?" "Goulashes!" Ghouls ran to get away from me. At lunch, I put on my best scary face and said, "What is a vampire's favorite soup?" "Scream of tomato!" I laughed so hard milk came out my nose. Some ghouls picked up their trays and ran out of the cafeteria. At recess, I growled and said, "What does a werewolf say when he sits on sandpaper?" "Rough!" I cracked up. The ghouls in my class hid behind the bushes. Truth is, everybody was starting to get a little nervous around me. I had to go to the principal's office again. "Being scary is not funny, Miss B.A. Fraid, and it is certainly not the way we do things at this ghoul school. Your behavior is unacceptable." I couldn't help myself. The more I looked at ghouls trying to be scary, the funnier I thought they were. 3 witches were crying out, "Boil, boil, toil and trouble." I laughed and said, "Is it true that a witch on a beach is called a sandwich?" The witches looked more than a little scared. A vampire ghoul jumped out and tried to scare me. I laughed and said, "Let me get you some mouthwash. You have bat breath." He ran screaming down the hall. "What's the matter? Bat got your tongue?" A ghost flew up and twirled around me. "Boo!" he moaned. I laughed and said, "Let me get you a tissue. I can see a booger in your nose." He looked downright scared. Maybe my jokes aren't that funny. "You look really pale. Are you feeling okay?" A zombie staggered up to me and moaned, "Brains! I want brains!" I laughed and said, "Well, you don't want me. I'm a comedian. I taste funny." He looked like he was going to cry. Back to the principal's office I went. "Be afraid. What you are doing is not funny. Your behavior is scaring the other students." That's when I figured it out. "Wait a minute," I giggled. "If every ghoul in school is scared because I tell jokes, that would mean I'm the scariest ghoul in school, right?" I laughed so hard I almost fell out of my chair. I couldn't stop laughing. Miss Ima Grave looked pretty nervous. She said, "Being scary is not funny." I couldn't help myself. I said, "What kind of hot dogs do ghosts like best?" "Halloweeners!" Mrs. Grave screamed, "Funny is scary!" She ran out of the office. I never saw her again. I'm still the scariest ghoul in school, but I won't be for long. Other ghouls are catching on to making jokes. Just the other day, 3 of my zombie friends staggered down the hallway. The first one moaned, "I scream." The second one groaned, "You scream." Here it comes. The third ghoul said, "We all scream for ice cream." The end. So I bet being a scary or a funny monster is pretty exhausting. Even monsters need to relax sometimes, too. So now we are going to stand up and do some relaxing Halloween yoga. So first, we're going to start out by doing a ghost. Are you guys ready? So stand with your feet spread apart about shoulder width, and then you're just going to lean forward. Kind of pretend that you have a sheet draped over you like a ghost. And then you can sway back and forth. Then we're going to take a deep breath, and then when you release your breath, you let out a ghostly moan. Ready? Breathe in and release. Ooh. Excellent. The next one we're going to do is the zombie. I bet you guys can figure this one out. So stand with your feet, shoulder width apart again, and put your arms in front of you, right out straight. And then, like a zombie, you're going to just tip back and forth, back and forth. Very good. The next one we're going to do is called the angry cat, because you see a lot of angry cats on Halloween, making all sorts of noise. So what you're going to do, you're going to get down on your hands and knees. I'm going to pretend, because you're not going to be able to see me if I get down on my hands and knees. But get down on your hands and knees and arch your back like this. Now, stretch up like a cat. You know when you see a cat get all agitated and it gets upset and it arches its back real big? That's what you're going to try to do. So, and then you can release it. And the next time you lift your back, you're going to make an angry cat sound. Ready? Very good, guys. And we've got one more. The next one, we're going to be a witch. What you're going to do, you're going to turn to the side and put your feet together. Then you're going to bend your knees and pretend you're sitting in a chair, an invisible chair. Then you're going to put your arms in front of you like you're holding a broom. And then you're going to sway side to side like you are flying through the air on Halloween night, having a grand old time. Very good, everyone. All right, so speaking of witches, our last story is about a witch who really needs to relax. All right. Let's scoot up a little closer. It is the Boo La La Witch Spa by Samantha Berger and illustrated by Isabel Roxas. After all of the haunting and endless nights, the cooking and cackling and long broomstick fights, a witch needs a break and a little vacation. A witch needs a place for some real relaxation. When a witch feels worn out and majorly blah, she books herself into the Faboo Witch Spa. She takes a deep breath as she comes through the door, where a friendly gnome greets her and offers the tour. There are toadstool and skunk candles filling the air, and paths of black rose petals scattered with care. There's a quartet of felines all playing sitar, and an all-you-can-eat help-yourself candy bar. A witch can't decide which spa treatments to do. She goes witch spa wild and picks quite a few. Inside of the lockers, a witch gets a key and a cubby to keep all her stuff worry-free. And a wumpy blue robe made of fake Yeti fur, and a bat whisker tea that was brewed just for her. It's time for a broom bristle facial to exfoliate, pumpkin gut cold mask to help rehydrate, a serpent spit spritzer to deep moisturize, and a scalp rug by spiders to revitalize. Then it's off for a soak in a cauldron of mold from 400 fungi from 400 years old. Then a scarab skin scrub and an eye of newt wrap and a pool of snail drool where she takes a nice nap. I don't know about you, but I don't know if I'd want to take a nap in snail drool. The sauna is filled with hot dragon breath. The steam room is as dank as a sea monster's lair. The pool is as thick as a beetleback stew. It's the most special place that a witch ever knew. When it comes to massage, this witch needs a lot. With the back kinks and neck cricks, she's one giant knot. Her treatment begins with a strong broomstick roll and a hagstone massage from a highly skilled troll. A witch takes a break in a vibrating chair and reads Craftsmopolitan and Voodoo-y fare. The chef brings her lunch. It's Hex-Mex and Jinx drinks, but the candy corn flan is the best, the witch thinks. Then she's whisked to the parlor to do her witch hair. A warlock and werewolf-style team meet her there. They wash with black widow oil, then deep condition, green highlights and lowlights, a witch spa tradition. The next thing she knows, she's off to do nails. She'd like to go black with some graphic details. She picks out a color called Made at Midnight with glittery stars done in silver moonlight. At the end of the day, when it's time to depart, she goes to the gift shop and gets a small cart. She fills it with perfumes and powders and potions and candles and bath salts and makeups and lotions. Her heart's filled with joy and her soul's filled with laughter. She cannot believe the before and the after. She leaves the witch spa feeling like a witch queen and vows to come back after next Halloween. Farewell, fellow witch spa goers. The end. Now, before our story time is over, I want to tell you about the craft that we have for this week. It is a cute little ghost sun catcher to kind of remind you of the first story that we read about Little Ghost. So you can pick up the kit for this craft at the Reader's Theater. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and I hope to see you all again next week. Bye!